Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Sai.
I'm Megan.
I'm Maylin.
And this is Ralph.
And today we wanted to talk about something a little spicy. Kind of our experiences with like first dates, but also like what we can expect from them, do's and don'ts. Anyone looking for some general advice?
from our experience.
From our experience. We are not professionals.
Take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Seriously.
I'm gonna speak from a lot of guys. We need a lot
The
of
only guy in the chat right
the
now.
only
I
guy
know.
in the room, but we do need to be coached a lot on the do's and the don'ts of dating. Like,
Why is that? Why is that? Why do you guys feel like it doesn't come naturally?
Yeah, true.
Because I feel like a lot of the things that like
It's
us
true,
as women
though.
do, like our expectations are like just very natural to us. I don't know why guys are. I don't know. Como
well,
se dice
see,
clueless.
here's the trick is, and this is where it gets a little tricky because you're looking at like modern day women, and men are kind of like expected to be halfway traditional and not. So
Like as far as like people are like, oh, chivalry is dead.
Yeah,
So guys
but
are kind of
then-
like, do we need to be like modern day guys? Which is, what does that mean?
Oh,
Or
hell
are we supposed
no.
to be traditional guys?
Yeah,
And what does that mean?
that's true. Because some girls don't even like when a guy opens the door for them.
Yeah, it's
But
hard
then-
to like generalize. No, I think
Yeah.
that's
Well, I think that comes from a place of like
how you were raised.
some of that. Well, it's like kind of the notion of like wanting to be independent, also clashing with like guys doing nice things for you. You know,
Mhm.
like don't open the door
Yeah.
for me. Like I'm independent. But
Well,
like,
there was a guy in our team who took a girl out who used to be also in our team, but he opened the door for her and she straight up told him, "Don't you ever do that for me again." Like
weird.
cold too.
I
don't
like
know.
that.
I love that. Like
yeah.
I feel like the more chivalrous the better.
Yeah.
Open my car door. Knock on my don't text me in your car. Like come up to my door. Come get me. Like
Okay, I do
You know?
appreciate that a lot
I
more.
love that.
Actually, like don't text, just
Mhm.
actually come to the door.
don't text me here. Like
Well, I feel like it's crazy because like we have like texting now and like Snapchat
Mhm.
and like literally all the like technology forms of communication that like I feel like what if you like with your partner or someone you're dating just like didn't text and like I feel like it'd be less problematic if like the only time you spend together is like in person, because I feel like people get like I don't know, I feel like society like social media just like ruins things. I don't know, I feel like it's
Mhm.
different when it's in person.
people
versus,
hide
like-
behind like a
Mhm.
faceless conversation.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
All
like-
the time.
That's why there's catfishers out there.
Mhm.
Stay safe, y'all.
Yeah.
Literally pray for blank.
Yeah.
Play for blank. No, yeah, but like I don't know. I think I don't know what the definition of a modern day man is. I feel like if anything that's more negative than anything. Like I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I think like a classic chivalrous man with good manners and, you know, going out of their way, being taught the right way to do things. I think that's the most desirable.
True.
But it's based on how you're raised. Like
Well, I think too, a lot of guys are kind of have lost their masculinity. Like I don't think masculinity is a bad thing, unless you're just talking down to women and stuff. That's just not a good human being. But like, a lot of guys just do not have the level of self-confidence that they used to have.
Yeah.
I agree. They're very like I don't know. I think a lot of guys are like scared to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared because people are scared of rejection, and I don't know. People's expectations are higher maybe these days, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe that guys think that it's gonna take more to meet those expectations or do things to please.
So
A
how
potential woman
how
or-
has the like that Me Too movement, how has that played into that? Because a lot of guys are also afraid of being called out as creeps or
Well,
like
Doing the wrong thing.
yeah.
A lot of guys are creeps. That is a factoid. All right. Everywhere you go, you'll find a creep probably, especially if you're a woman. But there are there are good guys out there. It's just important to be cautious. And I think a lot of women are cautious for that reason. And until men start shaping up as a population to change that narrative, then we'll be a little less guard down.
I feel like the Me Too movement that started kind of like a while
That was
ago,
like
right?
a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like Megan was saying, I feel like it's like a confidence thing. And like, but some girls like a confident man, and then some girls like
A little shy
a
guy.
Yeah,
little
so how
shy
many
guy
guys,
that they
how many
can, like-
guys who are nice guys are good guys? How many of them have been put in friend zones, and how many a-holes have been like the guys that the girls go for?
some girls love a-holes.
Well, yeah.
Why?
Like-
Why?
Because it's like I feel like people think it's like attractive. Like you can't, like it's like a chasing game.
Yeah,
like the
they
more
like
you
the
can't get
chase.
them, like you want to like
You want what you
prove
can't have.
yourself that you can like do it, even though it's like not healthy or just like
yeah.
the
It's like
worst
kind of
for you.
like you, I don't know, you want what you can't have, like the taboo type of thing, blah, blah, blah. Like there could be a perfectly fine guy there, super nice, but sometimes it might seem, not to me guys, but it makes them seem too available or, you know, too eager for things. Like I think some girls just like a more
laid
chill,
back,
laid
nonchalant.
back. Not necessarily like an asshole, but like,
More reserved.
yeah.
Like not all
They,
out there.
they don't put all their cards on the table.
Yeah, yeah.
There's gotta be some mystique, some allure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
and
yeah, you never know.
a nice guy is good, but like,
Oh, I love a nice guy.
but like if you're too nice, it's like,
Is that shout out
dude,
to Vinny?
insult me. Like, yeah, like make a joke. Like, I
No,
don't know.
seriously, like you have to be able to take like a punch, you know, and maybe girls kind of want a guy that might, you know, have the ability to defend them if possible, if in need, you know.
Like a fight.
Yeah, well, I don't know, defend their honor, you know. Wouldn't that be nice? That seems attractive.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
Like,
be
how would you
nice?
feel after that? Like, you're like, oh yeah, that's the
Yeah, I'm
one.
special.
Wait, so
What was
you-
the question?
you,
No,
and- you
seriously.
and Vinny, first date.
Ready, set,
My
go.
first date was we went to a haunted house
Oh.
Bro,
after a football game.
that's a very popular first date.
But I don't know
Actually,
if you would
maybe it's
consider
not.
that a first date because we were with other people
Like alone.
alone. I couldn't tell you actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Was the line super long?
I think so. It's like right before Halloween. Either there was that one or like we went on a hike. Maybe that was our second date. But yeah, I don't know. Not classic. Not typical. Very young. Broke. High schoolers.
Mm. Our first date was after we were already together.
Yeah. We
Hmm.
didn't go on our like official first date till
Yeah, we didn't like do dates.
yeah.
Ah.
But our first official date was like a nice, nice night out on the town, restaurant.
Love a good
Salties and
restaurant.
alki.
Yeah, it was.
Salties?
Oh, actually, I do know what our first one-on-one date was. It was, we went to Snowflake Lane
Oh,
during
There
Christmas.
you go.
all the holidays.
Snowflake
Yep.
Lane is
Mhm.
crazy. It's about to start.
That's true.
Because at our other job, we literally had, when we're working at like the front, we had a view of all of Snowflake Lane, like right there.
It was gorgeous.
And then right after it ended, you see the crowd like shift
that was
and
terrifying.
just like start walking through the doors. Pretty crazy and hectic.
Yeah.
But
Anyone wants a good first date idea? Snowflake
Snowflake
Lane
Lane,
in Bellevue.
maybe just once. Like
Yeah.
it's like a one-time thing.
It's very low stakes.
yeah.
It's better than a movie. Movies is a cop-out date.
Well, you
Movies
just
is-
sit there.
Yeah.
You
You're
don't
not even
even
speaking to each
interact.
other.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So maybe not movies, guys.
Not a good first date. Like maybe like after a few.
It's
But,
an
like-
activity, like a good first date.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I would want like
It's a
something
conversation
fun.
starter.
Yeah, and it's like that bonded experience. It's like once you do something together, it's kind of like you already automatically have something in a connect.
Like go mini
about.
golfing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like dinner is like very high
I like
stakes.
a good dinner.
But for a first
But maybe
date,
like Chick-fil-A or something.
like let's say this is like a first date with someone you've never met. You wanna go to
Oh,
dinner
like
with
you
them?
don't know them?
Yeah, you don't know them.
Yeah, I would be so
met off a
awkward. I
dating
would
app.
not know what to say.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I could never do dating apps.
It's like an interrogation the entire time.
Because you have to talk.
Yeah.
You have to speak. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I could like carry that conversation.
That's a good point. It's like an interrogation because I mean
Oh,
you're
yeah.
sitting
It's like
there
an interview. It's like
Yeah.
stressful.
face to face. There's literally a light over your head, and you guys are just asking questions about each other,
Okay.
And like hoping that there's not like an awkward silence.
Silence.
which there
Yeah.
always is.
maybe,
Oh,
maybe not
gosh.
for first date, but let's say this is your first time going out to dinner with someone. What are your opinions about the payment?
The payment plan.
What's the payment looking like?
Well, I feel like maybe more like
How do you approach
old
it?
school ways. I don't know. Like, wouldn't you say like a guy pays?
Here's
Like,
the thing.
that's a more
Ooh,
traditional
I love
thing?
this. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, I'm married, so this doesn't apply to me anymore. But for I guess for you ladies, this is going to be important. I would suggest offer to pay.
Oh, I always do.
Offer to pay, and for guys, take care of the bill. Because here's the thing: your first date, that is the nicest anybody is ever going to be, right? if
Yeah,
she's
you're
like,
trying to
"Oh,
prove
you need to pay
yourself.
for my bill," whatever, right? Like guys,
Some girls
No,
are.
do
You'd be
it right.
surprised.
Turn off.
Some girls
Yeah.
are like, ooh.
no, that's the nicest anybody is going to be. So if they're not even willing to pay for the bill, right? Like I think that's a huge red flag for us dudes. Like, of course, I'm kind of like a little bit more old school, so I'm gonna say no. I'm taking care of the bill, or I've probably already taken care of it without you knowing. But like,
Because Ralph is sneaky like that.
hey,
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
No, every time.
No, I would totally agree with that. Okay, let's say this situation comes up. The bill comes, and then the woman, goes, "Oh, here, I'll pay," or "Let's split. Let's go Dutch." And the guy says, "Okay." What are you doing?
I mean,
Is there going to be another date?
that's the question: is there going to be another date?
I don't know.
Splitting it half and half?
I don't know. I feel okay. Well, I feel like once you start like talking to someone and like dating them, then like I don't know. I feel like it's like from my experience, it's like 50-50. Like you pay one time, next person pays the next time. Or I feel like if it was your idea
Yeah.
to go do something,
Okay,
then you should expect to pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Like-
weird if like someone's like, if your like partner's like, oh, like let's go watch a movie, and then like you get there and like
They want you to pay
they
for
want you to
everything.
pay. Yeah.
No, I also like okay, let's say you're going to the movie. Like one person pay for the tickets
The
and one
others pay
person
for
pay for the popcorn.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or like let's say we're going somewhere far away. Like one person drives and the person pays for the experience or
No,
the
yeah.
meal or something.
But
A
like
give and
first
take.
date is like I don't know.
I think the first date is exactly what Ralph just said. Like
Yeah.
women should offer to pay or split, but I think the guy should take it over.
Mm-hmm. So
Just as
what
a
if you
courtesy.
offer as a woman? What if you offer and he's
And
like,
you're
cool.
Like offer like for me to
Offer
pay
to
the
pay.
whole bill.
Yeah.
Well, the dinner would have had to be like worth it. Like I would have to like liked the guy and but like if it was like okay and then
Yeah.
that happened and he let me pay, I'd be like,
I'm gonna say no.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no for anything.
Pros
even
and
for a
cons. You
McDonald's.
gotta
Oh my
weigh it
gosh.
out.
So there would be no second date if he says, cool, you pay this.
Well, yeah. I feel like I can justify it a little bit if you split it. But
Mhm.
like if you're gonna make or just like
especially
be like,
if he's the one who
can pay.
asked you on the date.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
probably more like I don't know, more typical.
That factors into it too. Yeah.
Like if you're asking me to dinner and you like
you're gonna
try
make
it, I
me
don't know.
pay.
Yeah, that's kind of
See,
weird.
That's true. So what if you were the one who asked for the date?
Then I can maybe justify
Yeah.
that.
I feel like that plays a really big part. It's like whoever's idea it is.
Yeah.
So why would you
Mhm.
suggest something and then like expect the other person to fund
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Women asking men. Like
Like out
how
on a date.
one, that doesn't seem like it happens often. Is that something that you guys would ever do? Well, I mean, sorry, honey, we're
married.
already married.
Yeah.
So
But you want to go
That's
on a
so-
date?
I feel like for very like confident people,
Yeah,
they
it depends.
do it.
I think it's very badass if you do that.
Yeah.
Like
but like
major respect.
people
to you.
are like scared of rejection too.
Mhm.
Like girls just as much as guys, I feel like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like I don't even know how to ask someone on a date. Like, I just, I don't know.
Me neither.
You gotta practice
Do
your
you wanna
riz in
hang
the
out
mirror.
sometime? Lame.
I gotta give guys like a lot of like.
They have some balls to be
Yeah,
asking
exactly.
girls out.
Hmm.
I feel like it takes a lot,
Yeah.
especially if you've been rejected before. Like,
Oh, seriously.
I think guys are scared to ask, not necessarily because of the rejection, because I think they take that rejection personally.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So it's not like
True.
you're a bad person or you're not like a good individual. It's just that maybe she's just not interested or she's not attracted to you in that way, which is fine for you guys. It's like totally cool. But like, man, the worst you can say is no,
That's
unless
true.
you're being a creep and then she'll say something else or you get pepper sprayed in the face. By the way,
Yep.
what does that mean for a guy to be a creep? Like, what's the line that's crossed? Because I don't think guys, a lot of guys don't even know. A lot of guys are socially awkward. Okay, like straight up, a lot of guys are socially awkward. They lack the self-confidence, so they can't just come up to you and like let you know, hey, I thought you look really great, and I'd like to get a chance to know you a little bit. So maybe we can go kind of hang out, or like maybe let's exchange numbers, Snapchats, whatever. Right? A lot of guys just can't do that without being kind of like creepy.
I don't know. I feel weird about that for some reason. Like,
What?
like I feel like it can come from a very genuine place, but just like somehow like dating someone that I don't already like know in some way, like not that I would know them before, or like maybe let's say like a friend introduced us, like versus like an absolute stranger. I feel like I would definitely pick like the friend introduction over that.
Because someone
So-
knows something about
Yeah,
them.
so someone
been
knows
vetted.
something about them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
There's,
if
like,
just like
some
a
type of
random guy comes up
connection.
to you, you're like, I have no idea who this is. Like, no one that I know who this is, like knows who this is. Like, what is gonna happen? So
yeah,
it's scary.
I agree. I don't know. Like, yeah, I've never talked to a guy that like I didn't have like mutuals with or like didn't know before.
Exactly.
Like a complete stranger, or been on like a dating app date. Like,
Oof.
I've never used a dating app.
it's
before.
scary. I don't think I could. And like the small talk, ugh,
Ugh.
goodbye.
Also, if you don't know that person very well, like don't use pet names or anything. Like when they're like, "Oh, baby girl" or whatever, you know, like that's creepy.
What's up,
That made me
beautiful?
have like a
Yeah.
visceral reaction.
That exactly. That's
Maybe
a big no-no.
Start off introducing yourself.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like name your name.
What happened to hello?
No catcalling.
How are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's 100% no.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
So now it's like I'm like interviewing the ladies here. This is fun. All right, guys, y'all better start taking some notes, okay? So dating friends, because like you said, you would rather date somebody who you were introduced to. So how about somebody that you're a friend with already? And I've heard this excuse like a lot, right? With other people that I've known, even close friends. They don't want to date their friends, even though there's like a mutual attraction, because they don't want to ruin, air quotes, ruin the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what do you guys think about that?
I think that's a very real thing. Just because, like, obviously every relationship, like, there's gonna be like problems and like fights and struggles, and I feel like when you like have just like a friendship, then it's like it kind of eliminates some of that like other drama. So like I'm not sure. And I feel like with friends, especially like a guy and a girl, like your guy friend, if he's like a good friend, probably has told you about like their past girl problems and like things, and like vice versa. And I feel like that's just like not, it's just gonna bring up like problematic things if you decide to be in a relationship. I don't know, there's just like too much known.
This is like my exact situation actually. Like I did the whole friend thing. Like before we started dating, like we were very good friends, and I had the same thoughts in my head, like, oh, I don't want to
It's
ruin
different
a
for
friendship.
everyone too.
Yeah, and like that's so well, it's true what you said. Like while we were friends and not dating, like yeah, I heard about girl drama, like I heard about everything, but like I don't know, like
You have to have the like mindset to like put that in the past and
Yeah.
not bring that into like your
well, it took a
relationship.
long time for me to like put it in the past, like,
Yeah.
of course. But, like, it's in the past now. And honestly, like, I'm not scared of that anymore. And I think maybe this is, like, a rare case, but, like, we made it out of the friend zone, I guess.
Period. Shut up.
Hey.
I don't know. It worked out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing about like being friends first is like, you guys have a friendship.
yeah.
Mhm.
And-
there's like some foundation already
Yeah,
there.
exactly. And I think like being friends first like gives that advantage or benefit, because if you can be friends with somebody, then that's like a really strong foundation, like you said,
Yeah.
for a relationship. Because like it's one thing to be like romantically involved with somebody, but like not like them as a person.
True. I feel like, yeah, I feel like it's all about like, you guys have to communicate on like everything.
And like have fun
But-
together too.
Mhm.
Like enjoy each other's company.
I feel like that's why it's good, like, to be friends first, because like you're friends with them, like you can like joke and like have fun and not have to go through that like awkward phase where you're like just nice to your date
And like
all the time.
testing the waters and like
Yeah.
the boundaries and stuff. But you already know that as friends.
It's kind of a high risk, high reward situation because
For sure.
Yeah,
for somebody that you
true.
don't know, you go on a few dates with them, maybe you end up dating them for a couple of months. If things go south, no loss to you, right?
Yeah,
because it's
like
not
it's
like
not
you
a
guys were
huge
friends.
deal.
But if you guys are friends, you're putting that friendship at risk. But at the same time, there's also the flip side of that, which is your friendship could like 10x,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys could be like even like better friends, best friends even. Could be a long term, like where Megan's sitting at right now. Like her, started off as friends, and now you guys are much, much closer as friends and also a couple. So I think it's one of those very high risk and very high reward situations.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Because I don't think like Ralph and I would have worked as well as we do as a couple if we didn't have kind of like a relationship beforehand, like a friendship, or even I think even our work relationship actually benefited our marriage and how we are as a couple, because we were able to kind of navigate like how we think, what we do, how we do things, what we like,
Yeah.
don't like we kind of knew that beforehand already.
I feel like a lot of people like ask themselves too, like, so say like you're dating your friend or you're like in a relationship with like your friend now, like that friendship probably helped a lot, because like what if you're like, oh, if we met today, do you think there would have been like a second date? You know?
That's a good
Like-
question.
You know what I mean? Or like, would you have even wanted to go on a date with me if I was a stranger and like we didn't have a friendship?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird to think about.
That's a good question.
Yeah, would we have given that
like if
person
you
a
and Ralph,
chance?
yeah,
If we just met like randomly,
like
would
right
Yeah.
now, like
would
where you guys are
give
right
each other
now.
a chance.
I would be too scared. Like, I'm just gonna say it. I'd probably be too scared because I'm such a like. I feel like I'm like pretty reserved when it comes to that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a scary
a little scary,
process.
yeah. So I don't know if I would or wouldn't. I don't know. I guess it depends on where I'm at that time. You catch me on a good day.
I guess so. I think if I asked, it would definitely be like if you were too reserved, I would be the one to just like, oh well, no loss.
Yeah.
Because I don't know
because
her.
it's not like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like it's not nothing on me, nothing on you either. It's just
Yeah.
like oh, well,
No
I
offense to
tried.
you, wife.
Yeah, no offense. But I mean, my very first relationship, if you could call it that, was somebody that I didn't really know at all. And we didn't last very long at all either.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like
It was barely a relationship. So
that's why people are like stay dating for a long time, like different people,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't know. I feel like it also depends on the person. Like some people are more willing to like work at it or like try, and then
Yeah.
other people are like, nah, bye.
No
Next.
effort.
Now there is a caveat to us being married and working together. That was a very
sure.
very extremely high risk situation because
Oh,
if
yeah.
we were dating and we were working together.
Because then it's like Yeah, you can't.
And we're owners of the business, so
Yeah.
that could have gone south real bad.
That's true.
Had things not like if we didn't really work through a lot of the stuff that we had to work through.
Yeah. Like if we didn't end up actually working out,
Awkward.
that would be so
Pochi 1, Pochi 2.
like,
Pochi
it would
one,
have been
Pochi
so
two.
weird. I don't even know what we would have done. It would
Everything
That's
happens
what I'm
for a
saying. Then
reason.
it's
Yeah.
like business relation only.
Yeah.
Like,
If
Like, and,
that.
and you see each other every day, but like you're not together. Like,
Yeah. It would be a whole different Pochi.
Awkward.
oh hey Ralph. Oh hey Rylan. Yeah,
Hi.
That would be interesting.
there's
So,
just a lot of things. that
Next
go into it.
question I've got. This is for you guys out there stuck in the friend zone. Like if you guys had somebody that you friend zone, but like the guy was still like really interested in you and they're still a nice guy and stuff. One, does that guy ever have a chance of making it out of the friend zone?
I feel like once I have my mind made up, it's like made up. Like if I don't know. Maybe actually. I mean, we were just talking about this with Santos, you know,
Yeah.
because he was at it for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like maybe after a while, like a girl could be like, okay, like
Yeah.
you have some dedication.
I mean, I guess it
And then
depends.
you continue to make like memories and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on where you're at in life too, right? Like where they
true.
were at, because I feel like I think I had somebody who I friend zoned a lot. It was like the same guy, and he like I give
He
it to
still
him.
comes by once in a while.
Yeah, like
Really?
he tried really hard,
Yes, it's awesome.
and he was a really good friend, and I just knew that he was not for me though. Like I just knew, like that I just wasn't interested, and that we were better just like friends. So like for sure that would have never worked out ever. And then there was another guy that we were friends for a long time, and I knew he was interested, but I was never interested. And it wasn't until like I think I had like my first like real relationship breakup where I was like at a different place in like dating life and relationships, that I was like, well, I mean, this is a great guy.
You're like,
Checks
let
off-
me revisit.
Like checks off all the boxes, but I'm just like, I don't know. And I think I gave him a shot, like a date and stuff, and then I was just like, no, I can't do
That's
it.
called desperate times, Maitland.
Yeah.
Like put into nice words. You're like, I'm going back to you.
Yeah.
Hopefully this person.
I think it also changes things if like you're attracted to that person as well, because like I've definitely like friend zoned people that like I've been attracted to, but like I don't know, those I feel like those might be like a back burner option, but then there's people that you friend zone that you're not attracted to, that you're like, nah, never gonna happen.
But see, the
Yeah.
back burner options are never a good option.
Yeah.
Because if they're on the back
That's
burner, then
true.
you
They're
know
there
they,
for a reason.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
You know that you didn't pick them.
But I feel like they have
True.
a leg up above
above
other
the
guys.
strangers
But see, here's
or
the
the
thing.
weirdos.
They're
Other
a back
guys.
burner option, but they're still an option. So are they still? And that kind of leads to my next thought. Sorry, my ADHD kept going off and lots of really fun questions. This is great. Relationship advice brought to you by Pochi. Just kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
By the way, again, to reiterate, we're not experts, so we're just kind of, flying off the cuff on
Personal
a lot of this
opinion.
stuff.
Grain of
Yep.
salt.
So, if you are dating a guy long term, right? You've been with this guy for a while now, and you guys are really great and stuff. And he has a friend that is female. She's single. They're just friends. What are the boundaries there?
How long has he known this person?
Okay, yeah. I feel like there's a rule. It's
If they're
you know the
friends
rule.
before,
Then okay.
then it's fine.
But don't go be making new
no,
friends.
no new friends.
Like
No
no
new
new friends.
like well, I mean it's just like why?
yeah. Why do you need new friends? Like,
So if they're
Like-
friends before you guys got together.
yeah.
Yeah. As long as it's not like
And they're cool to like hang out every so often.
And if they're cool with me, like if we can all hang out together, then that's cool.
No, but it's like, she's a homegirl, and like he would
Okay.
never do anything with her because she's like a homegirl,
but see,
not like that. So
Like
if
a-
they're gonna
here's
hang
the
out
thing:
together.
if I'm friends with a guy that's in a relationship, I would never like ask to hang out with them alone, like, or like
Yeah.
do stuff by ourselves with them, or like
Out
not
of
try to
respect for
include the girlfriend.
relationship.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to do stuff, like try to include the girlfriend with us,
Yeah.
or
No,
like,
yeah, that is weird.
at least make her like aware somehow. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
try to be her friend too. Like if she's not actively trying to be your friend, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
or like she doesn't like. Yeah,
Or
if
she doesn't
she's-
like
if
you
she
or
doesn't like
something.
acknowledge you.
Yeah, no.
Then
But
that's
like
kind of
I've definitely
weird.
had like a lot of good relationships with like my guy friends' girlfriends, and I think like those are some of like, I don't know, they're really great relationships because you can like, you know, help her and
Mm-hmm.
she can help you, and
Yeah.
There, and then I think there's like a better sense of trust and where you guys stand in the relationship. So it makes it for the significant other, for like the girlfriend to be like, okay, like I really don't need to worry about this person. So
Versus like some girl you
Yeah.
like no idea about.
yeah, and then just like never talks to you, or you just don't know what their relationship or their
What
friendship
their like
is
intentions are.
like. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I
That's
mean,
true.
it's also I don't know. I feel like it's like a case by case thing too, because I like it. It also depends on what you're doing. Like, let's say that like
You can't be like, hey, I'm going to the movie with my friend
no,
or-
that's
like,
not chill.
Dinner
Huh?
and a movie.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But like,
That's
oh,
not
like
okay.
we're gonna go like run errands, or like we're gonna, I don't know, something random like that. Like,
Yeah.
nothing too intimate, I guess.
I know my sister. Well, I guess it's different because this is her friend, but it was just funny because what her friend was in town, one of her best friends was in town, and her husband now, but her fiance and her friend were like talking at the apartments that they were living in, and my sister wanted to just watch a show and thought they were being too loud and kicked them out so they can go to the club together.
Oh,
But I guess that's different too. I thought it was really funny, but I thought it was different because it's her friend. It wasn't his friend initially.
That makes a big difference too.
Yeah.
Like if you're all friends,
Yeah.
yeah, that's way
that
different.
makes a huge difference. I'd
Yeah.
be like, but
Well-
if it's some random person,
Yeah, if it's
That you don't
if it's
know
your
at all.
friend's
you just have to
new
like be
boyfriend
sure
off
in
the street.
their intentions. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
No, yeah, I've definitely like had a relationship like that where like my best friend, like the guy she was dating, like we all got really close, and then like I ended up calling him one of my best friends, but then when they broke up, I was like, ooh, like I lost one of my friends. You know, that kind of relationship. So
I feel like it's so situational. There's
It
not
is
like a right
situational.
or wrong answer. Like
It depends on like
Things-
the both of you.
yeah, like everything is. It just depends. It just depends.
okay. Well, let's say this. Let's say you guys are friends with a couple, both of them like equally. What do you do
Wait,
when
like
they
two
break
couples
up?
friends?
Well, like let's say there's a couple,
Oh,
and then
you're
you're like
friends
the
with a-
third friend, but like
Oh.
you're all equally friends, and then they break up. What are you doing?
I feel like you kind of gotta like be there, or it depends on the situation, but you gotta like be there for both,
both
of them.
of them.
But
Both.
don't like play that middle like toxic person that's like, oh, like
Like
you gotta
feed into it.
yeah.
Don't
You
feed
have
into
to
it.
Screw
like
them.
you have to like
Suck.
try to if they're my two of my good friends, I'd try to create peace, not like
Yeah.
war. Like I don't know.
But like, would
Peace,
you
not
feel weird
war.
about hanging out with one over the other?
I feel like if they're your real friends, they would understand
Yeah, I think
that
so.
like
Okay.
you know
How bad
or
is that
they
breakup?
shouldn't be
That's
like
true.
mad
They don't
that
wanna
you're
talk to
hanging
each
out.
other.
Yeah, how bad is that breakup though? 'Cause
Like they
that
aren't on
depends too.
talking
They're not
terms.
speaking terms.
I feel like if they're your good friends again, you'd like talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Like
Or just kind of set your boundaries, right? Like you talk to them, be like, hey, like I know you're upset with so and so, but I'm friends with the both of you.
but then what if like okay, what if like it's a bad breakup, blah blah, and then they use you as like the middleman. They're like, oh, what do you know who like so and so is talking?
That has
Too.
so
Because it's
happened to
human
me.
nature.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's human
That
You
nature.
wanna
has
know what-
happened to me.
I mean, some parts of you probably like what you don't know doesn't hurt you, so you don't want to know. But
Yeah.
like naturally, you'll probably want to know.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if you have an inside, like you're gonna want to ask. But yeah, that's happened to me too, and I'm just like,
I don't know, but every time that's happened to me, I've ended up going with one person or the other. Like eventually, like I've tried to play the double game, both friend game, but then one person ends up getting like
I feel like that's really
Wonder
hard,
about it.
especially like, well, it's different because a lot of people have like friend groups.
Yeah, that's also difficult.
Yeah. So it's like,
I feel like if you're dating someone in your friend group and you break up, you kind of just have to suck it up. Like
mhm.
they're gonna be there. Like that's their friends too. You can't like.
It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
unfair
Out
to
of the
be like,
group.
no, you can't be a part
Yeah.
of this
That's
anymore.
also kind of like a high school, like,
Yeah,
we
it's a
don't
very
really know
childish
like
thing.
dating in like the real adult,
adult
world
world.
that has nothing to do with people you know from high school
Yeah.
or college or just like who you grew up with, like just like random,
This is
no friend
interesting.
group like type.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're still little.
I mean, but like, I didn't really like date within a friend group. Maybe I don't know, or like we weren't in the same friend group. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
That's
my friend
difficult,
groups have
actually.
never been big friend
Y-
groups.
well, some people have like strict friend groups, and then other
Yeah.
people have like
No,
a little bit
I
of
would say
friends
it's more
everywhere.
like mutual
Yeah.
connections.
That's me. I'm like a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't want to say, nah, this is my friend group.
No,
Yeah.
that's weird.
I don't have like
A lot of people
friend.
were like we know people like that
Oh,
where it's like
yes.
their friend group.
Oh yes, I knows.
Yeah. But like I don't know. Why can't you be friends with like everyone?
I know.
I don't know.
Why limit yourself?
Exactly.
Why date within yourselves? That's also a little weird. Like limiting yourself to just your friends.
Yeah.
that pool is just gonna be small.
Yeah. So you're creating problems literally.
True.
So you'd want to date somebody within your acquaintance group, not necessarily within your close.
I think
friends
that's very ideal.
I feel like it would just make me more like comfortable.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
going on a date with a stranger, I think terrifies
Yeah.
me to where I don't even know if I ever would.
I think the best
that.
situation is like you're gonna hang out with a group of friends, and then one of your friends is like, "Oh, this is my friend. Like they're gonna kick
okay,
it with
okay.
us." And you're like, "Oh, okay," and you get to know them in like a group setting first, and then you. Go
So
on
you
it.
wouldn't find
hang
it
out alone.
ideal if you're like walking your cat and there's
Walking my cat.
an ideal looking sweet man who like you happen to have like a conversation with on your
Are we
walk.
That
talking
you
about
think
my
is
cat?
attractive.
Yeah, that you think is attractive and you're single and he's really nice.
So
And it
Megan
just
is single.
happens.
Megan is single, walking her cat.
Hypothetically.
This is a
and here comes
hypothetical.
Vinny walking down the street,
Oh,
and he's like,
Jesus.
"Oh, yeah."
But
Oh,
Vinny's-
Jesus.
He probably wouldn't talk to me. He's shy.
Like I don't know. Like something
Uh,
something like innocent and like pure like encounter like that.
I
Like,
would say
you
I
wouldn't, like,
prefer the friend situation over that.
But
They both
sometimes
sound great,
but sometimes like a friend's reference may not be it.
friends reference.
It's like
Get a
not what
$100
you want.
bonus.
at
Yeah.
all.
hmm
Especially if the friend's like, oh, like I'm trying to set you up.
Yeah.
Like get out there, blah blah blah.
That is a little awkward.
Yeah. And like they might just want you to have fun and like not have like your actual like feelings in mind.
Yeah. Wait,
That's
have
true.
you guys had a friend like set you up before?
Like on a date?
Yeah. Or like meet
I've
somebody.
never been
even.
set up on a date, I
No.
feel like. No.
No.
I've like known of people who like they're like, oh, they're going on a date with like someone's friend, like
Yeah, I feel like my friends are like very strictly like either dating app type of people or like set me up with a friend type of people. Like, oh, bring me a friend.
yeah. I mean, what other way is there to go? Like just like pray that there's like
Work.
fate out there.
Don't do that.
Like
Actually, don't
by
do that.
chance, but then it
don't
might
do
be
that because
creepy.
then like you'll like you'll be looking everywhere, I feel like. I don't know. Work, you said?
Yeah, just as a possibility, but don't do that.
You need a big workplace for that.
don't go
like different
into
departments.
work expecting.
Yeah, no,
true.
no. Mm-mm.
You're like, yeah, I want to get this job
Oh
because
God, no.
You know, there are some people that have wanted to work here just so they can be around the girls that are here.
True.
Wouldn't blame them.
Yikes.
We're pretty cute.
Same with our other job. That was a big thing.
Oh, I bet.
Well, there was just a stigma when we worked there that only pretty girls work there.
They literally told you that in their training.
Really?
They're like, guys, that's false. Don't listen to everything you say or everything everyone else
No.
says.
Yeah, literally.
It's kind of true.
Yeah.
If you want to make money at that job.
I guess. That's true.
It's interesting getting it from like all the three of you being girls is getting it from your perspective, because I think guys are a little
Is
bit
yours
more
very different?
simple-minded.
Okay,
They
yeah.
are very simple.
Guys only think like
More
generally,
direct.
One
like,
direction.
surface
Yes.
level, like
which I really
girls like
can't
deep
understand.
dive into
Yeah.
every little thing. They're like,
Like,
what did
is that
he
how
mean
guys
by?
think too? Like, is their conscious
Yeah.
very
And
like
Then here's the thing too with guys.
surface
Will your
level?
mind like
you
just
guys,
run?
one you can't give us any like hints or like subtle hints and stuff. Sometimes it's best for like girls to just tell the guys.
But sometimes it's like it
that's
should be obvious.
Yeah, like
Yes, it should be
Yeah.
to women.
But then what
But,
is wrong
like,
with your guys?
Because we're wired different, just like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you girls may be able to be friends or put a guy in the friend zone, and like you said, Sai, once you put him in the friend zone, like in your head, you're, like that's it. You're just gonna be friends. There's nothing
most
there,
of
right?
the time.
Most
Yeah,
of the time, okay.
definitely. I mean, I haven't
The
had.
opposite of that is true for a guy. As long as you're a friend with
I
him,
kind
There's
of
a
agree.
possibility.
there's always a
I
possibility, and
agree.
he's always going to just be a friend.
Yep.
Because he thinks there's a chance, and as soon as
Yeah.
you tell him, guarantee, that guy friend can ask you, "Hey, you want to hook up one night?" Just no questions asked or anything, and you be like, "Oh hell no, we're just friends." You tell that to the same guy, "Hey, you want to hook up for a night?"
Oh, he'll
No
say
que-
yes.
You know, yeah,
That
he'll
is so
say
facts.
because that's the way like guys are, and I think this is why
Yeah.
guys are so cautious of guys, because like we know that there's always on an ulterior motive to your guy friend being your guy friend.
But that's weird because I feel like as women, we also see that. Like we can see through another woman's game.
I feel like it's like the same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Like,
same. It's just like
not
it's
very
hard
different.
for a girl to have like, I don't know, like guy friends and like be like, okay, like we're like strictly friends. Don't try anything weird. Like don't be weird. Like
Well, you just have to like establish the boundary so hard, like just
Like,
make
give
it
them
so
no-
overly hard that
Yeah.
they're like, oh, okay, my God.
because
she's
like even like
freaking
if you're being
weird.
nice, like
Yeah.
But
They
then
can
he won't
take
be
it as
just
like
friend
a-
anymore. He
If
won't
what?
like if there's no potential, and this is how just guys are wired.
that's messed
I
up
don't,
though.
I don't think so because I feel like okay, I've been in a relationship for 5 years, and like I have guy friends that are like strictly guy friends. Like
But like, are they single or are they in relationships?
some of them are in relationships, some of them are single. But
Yeah.
but like even if that wasn't true, like I trust myself enough.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the big difference.
Yeah.
And that's where actually you and I had to talk about
Yeah.
this. Like for people who have it's the doubt of the other person cheating isn't actually on the other person. You're just projecting yourself, right?
100%.
It's
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
would you do in that situation if somebody is like, "Oh, are you cheating on me?" It's like, no, actually, you're worried that given that same situation, you would
do it.
cheat. You
Yeah,
would
a
do
lot
something
of stuff in your-
questionable.
Like a lot of stuff in your head is like just a projection of yourself. Like a lot of the things that you doubt in like other people are literally
Yeah.
just for
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Which is so like crazy.
yeah.
But I think that's just kind of human nature, because I had an ex-girlfriend that was like super paranoid, super like she'd look through my phone and stuff. I'd give you my phone, like go look through it.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the end of the day, it was like her who would end up doing something questionable behind my back that I later found out like years down the road. So and that's, I think that's a huge thing. It's just the whole like not self-confidence, but knowing yourself and trusting yourself. It's like I trust Maylin 100% because I trust myself 100%. Like I would never do anything like that. So if I do see her talking to some guy, even if it's a friend, it's like, well, given the same situation, I wouldn't. It's nothing to me.
That's
Yeah.
very
So
true.
it's nothing to her. So it's, I'd rather project that like confidence rather than who's that?
And like
What's
if
his
you're
name?
and if you're like always doubtful like that, like I feel like you're just never gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Like you have to like
It's a lot of stress
establish
and
a
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And it's a turnoff.
worry. Yeah.
yeah.
like, if somebody's always on your case about that, it's kind of
You're better off just like being on your own and
That's
like working
true.
on that
Yeah.
than
I mean, that creates a lot of stress and worry and unnecessary drama for yourself, really, more than anything. But it's like, yeah.
We have somebody in our team whose girlfriend called them at 5 a.m, thinking that something was going on, or had called them because they thought that he was, hanging out in a parking lot with another chick or something.
Ooh.
Like
Because-
checking his location
Yep,
or
checking
what?
his location.
Oh.
Where was he in a part? Like was he?
No,
like,
I was actually
in the Pochi
I was
parking
having
lot
a
or
chat with
something?
him.
Oof.
I was having a chat with him, and then he got a call
Oh.
mid chat, like serious chat, right? Like
At 5 a.m.
no, it was at 5 a.m. This is
Oh.
2 different instances.
Oh,
So he-
I was like 5 a.m.
Sorry,
You were
sorry,
talking
sorry.
to
So
him at 5
I
a.m.
know, that's why I
one
was
instance he got
confused.
called at 5 o'clock in the morning because she saw something and like was very insecure. And the second situation was I was having a chat with him after work, and she thought that he was sitting in a parking lot with automatically. That's where her mind went. He's sitting in a parking lot with some chick in his car.
Interesting.
in Pochi parking lot.
I guess so.
As if that's
Oh,
not where
gosh.
he works.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like you don't expect
She's
him to be
stalking the
there.
snap maps.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I don't even
guys,
have
don't
my
be doing
Snap apps
that.
on.
Don't be hurting your own feelings.
Seriously, don't do it.
So I think a lot of that's just kind
Snap
of
apps should not exist.
No, it shouldn't.
That's the weirdest
It really
thing. Why are
shouldn't.
you
What is
sharing
that?
snap maps?
Snapchat
Is like people
location.
can choose to like have their location shared to all their friends.
You
Everyone
can
they have on
literally pay,
Snapchat?
like for Snapchat Plus for like $30 a year, that shows you like the exact route of someone's day. Like it'll show you
Wow.
every
What do you
place that
mean?
like you go on Snapchat Maps and you see where that person is. If you have Snapchat Plus, it'll show you a line all over the city where they've traveled that day.
My thing is too like
No.
people
Yeah.
that create these apps. Why are they doing this?
Yeah, what are you doing?
They're just feeding off
Hurting
people's
our
like
feelings.
yeah.
feeding off people's insecurities.
Literally, they're like, oh yeah,
my
they
God.
need this app. Like people would do this, like to see exactly where they go, even if your
Yeah.
location's not on.
I think so. I don't know.
I'm like, yeah, I'm on ghost
They have
mode.
a
I
free
don't need.
trial. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's so weird.
That's scary. I don't want that many people knowing where I'm at.
That's what I'm saying.
That's kind of a security issue for me.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah,
you
like,
to
why are
know
you
when I'm not
looking-
home.
Weird.
Yeah.
What is your guys' opinion on having your significant other's location?
If you're just dating, not married,
Oh, like I was saying, like
Uh,
Malin can look
yeah.
at where I'm at anytime. So like
Yeah.
like in like a, not like a brand new relationship, but like in like a, 6 year.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a long-term relationship, sure, why not? But that's the thing. It's like not in a creepy way where you're using it
You're, like,
against
abusing
the
it.
person. Yeah, it's more like a safety
I
thing.
would
Like
say
I
that as
know where
well.
you're at,
True.
but not in a way where it's like I'm stalking you all the time. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing here? What are you doing here? Like that phone call.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have our location available. Okay, we are married, but like, let's just say we are dating, whatever. And like, well, we don't go clubbing either, but it's one of those things. I think
Yeah.
Malin was out late one night. I don't remember what you were doing, and I hadn't heard from her for a while, so I just checked to make sure she's at
Yeah.
least
No, yeah.
in the vicinity. It's like, okay, cool, she's fine. Like, then it's like kind of a peace of mind. But if you're, it's like, what's the intent? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're
It
doing
is
it
down
to
to
keep an eye
intention.
on them, what are you doing?
You're like
What-
checking it every
Yeah.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are you at the gas station?
Then that's not
Yeah.
healthy.
Getting gas.
I mean, I feel like the location thing is important to me for safety for like everyone, because
True. I have
I
my
have
friends'
all my
locations.
roommates' locations, like,
Mhm.
because I want to make sure they're getting home safe. Like,
I did
Mhm.
I
that
don't want them to
too.
be killed somewhere. Like, that's like my use of a location. Or
No,
I'll check it
yeah.
for fun. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, oh, cool.
But
Yeah.
not to like
Not
Interrogate
to stalk.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
interrogate.
Yeah, I feel like it's like controversial, very controversial. Because
I mean, I honestly, me and Vinny didn't share locations like until pretty recently.
yeah, I feel like it's not like
But I
a,
didn't
it's
really
not like a red
care.
flag that
Yeah.
like, oh, you guys don't.
No.
it's how you use it for
Mhm.
sure.
And like we communicate with each other like what we're doing in the day. Like
Yeah,
I feel
you're,
like
like,
if you're
constantly
very
talking.
secretive or like just not like responding to the other person and you don't have their location, like you don't know what's going on with them. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of rightful to be a little suspicious. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're very open and honest, I feel like you don't even need a location at that point, besides for safety.
Yeah. I have like all my my family uses this app, and I like when I was in high school, I like hated it because I was like, oh my gosh, but it's called Life 360.
Boo.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
And
I
my
don't even know
whole
what that is.
It's like an app where like you can literally see where every person is. It's like a location thing. Like
You
you're
can
just
see
your
how
location.
fast someone is driving.
Yep.
In
You
their
can
car.
literally see all these little
Oh.
details. Like it's crazy. But like my family basically just uses it to like make sure like everyone's fine. But like we had to like have an agreement with each other. Like you cannot use it against, like you can't be
Yeah.
like, you're checking it for safety, then you shouldn't be calling me like, what are you doing right now at blah blah blah.
Well, that's good. You guys
have to like
establish
it's
that.
just to like to know like
Well, doesn't it
where
send you
you are.
notifications like Cyan's going 10 miles over the speed limit right now?
I don't know. It doesn't for me. I have my
Oh.
notifications off, so I don't know like what kind of notifications there are. But like, I definitely be going a little fast sometimes, and I don't get a text about it. So, but it tells you like hard brakes. It'll tell you like
Really?
if someone like if you like braked hard.
Oh,
Be like,
that's
are you
a
okay,
little
Mom?
weird.
Yeah,
That's
it tells you
interesting.
like all these little details. I'll have to show you guys.
I feel like it was
but-
just like if it notifies you if you got in an accident or something. I'm like, okay,
yeah, it
that's
does
useful.
that too.
See, my family just got onto Facebook, so I don't think they would have
my.
understood that app.
Yeah, no, it's kind of intense, but like
My mom's tried to introduce that into my life a few times.
yeah,
and
actually
I
a lot of
just
parents.
talked my way out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
My thing is like, Mom, like I'm 21 and you cannot use this against me or I will turn it off.
Yeah.
But hasn't been a problem. It's just very detailed, which is kind of freaky. Like, how do they
I
know?
prefer Apple location.
Yeah. Find my
Find my
friends.
Yeah. I think we
That's
have
what I
that.
have for my friends.
We have that turned on for my parents, but I don't think my parents know that we have it turned on. So we know where they're at.
funny.
They just don't know where we're at. They don't know how to use it. But we're like, we want to make sure that they're okay.
That makes sense.
What do you guys think about when somebody's first dating and then like letting the other person know who they're hanging out with and stuff? Like I've heard of that too.
Like,
If
What do you
if they're
mean?
not with you, like let's say you start dating somebody
oh,
and they
you
tell you
want to know,
like, hey,
like,
they want to know who you're hanging out with
Like, you mean like at all times?
or whenever.
who you're going out with.
yeah.
I mean, it's okay to be like, you're like, oh, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, who are you going with? But if it's like, oh, I'm at blah, like this place. And they're like, oh, tell me who you're with. Like, it's just like,
Oh,
I
that's
feel
a
like it's like
no.
intention.
Yeah,
like,
that's a no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Situational again.
I think it's
Yeah.
fine. Like, okay, so if you're like actually going out to go do something that involves other people, I think it's only natural someone's gonna ask, like, "Oh, who are you going
Well, I
with?"
feel like
you
it-
know?
I would
If
usually
someone-
say it myself. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going
Same,
here
I do
with
that
blah
too.
blah blah."
Yeah,
I'm not just like, I'm going to the club.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an oversharer,
See you
so I
later.
automatically
I'm an
will
overshare
share
too.
that.
Like, I'll like, but like that's where guys are different sometimes because they fail to leave out like key details
they'll be like,
that you
they'll be
think
like,
they would meant. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just going out for the day."
Not even like on
where?
purpose. Just like,
No, just because they're not thinking.
or just like not like.
Simple, smooth.
I feel like
brain.
they're just like not mindful that a girl would think like, why didn't he say like
Yeah,
who
yeah,
he's
yeah.
going with? Yeah,
Like-
I'm going to the club.
This is kind of like the thing with even the way we work because I'm as a guy, I think it's natural, big picture. So my thinking is very like A to Z, and sometimes I skip some letters in between. Maylin was like very detail oriented, and she gets the details, and it irritates her sometimes because I skip some of the details that. Well, to me, it makes sense, but you know.
But there's no
No, yeah.
context
There's no
for
context.
me.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of translates into other things too.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all the details that Ralph's like, just get to the point.
Yeah.
That's
feel
me
that.
too.
I'm
I
very
overshare,
detailed.
overtalk.
Yeah, same. That's me all day. I'll say like the most.
Yeah,
the
sometimes
most
I'll be like,
pointless
why
stuff.
did I like?
No,
I
yeah,
did
I'm
not
like,
need to
God, why
share
did I say
that. Like I hate.
I do that all the time.
Me
I do that all the
too.
time too. I'm like, why did I even say that? Like 5 days later.
Me too. And I just like will like say it based off like my feeling
Oh,
in that
yeah.
moment. When I'm like, nah, I should have just like thought about it.
I
regret
should've
it.
thought about it.
Mhm.
Like,
So
I
I,
don't
I think
know.
that's a huge thing because like as far as girls talking to guys, or like you talking to your significant other, it helps that Maylin, if you're a female and you learn to talk to a guy and you skip some of the details and you get straight to the point, guys are like a little bit more receptive. Vice versa, us guys, we have to be more cognizant of giving women details.
Yeah, I think it's more of like giving us more of the context, because I think like we don't quite understand what's going on when there's a lack of information. And I think really we're just asking for some more context. It's not necessarily that we're trying to find out every little detail of your life, although some girls might be. But I think for most people, it's just like,
You just want to know.
yeah, you just kind of want to understand the picture.
Yeah.
Like, you know what the picture is, and we don't know what that is. And I think that's why a lot of girls will give you the full picture of like, here's everything. And like, there's a sense of safety in that, right? Sense of comfort in that, knowing all that.
I agree. And I don't think, like, I think people can, like, view that as, like, toxic, like, oh, like, you don't even know every detail. But, like, I don't know. I feel like when I tell, like, someone, like, where I'm at, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going here with this person, and we're going to do this. And, like, now you know.
Yeah. If it's, like, a routine for you guys, like, if this is, like, a common occurrence, then, like, that's a pretty healthy thing. But, like, if you have to dig it out of one person, then
yeah, if you have to, like, I don't know. And it, like, also depends what it is. Like, if they're going out every weekend and you have to, like, dig out who they're going with, like, where they're going. Okay. Like, that's just, like, exhausting. They should just, like, get the point that, like,
you should just get the point.
That's a lot of
just
it.
Get it.
Like, just get it.
I feel like,
I feel sometimes.
I don't know. I feel like you should just, like, consider your significant other more.
Have some empathy. Look outside.
Put yourself in their shoes.
Exactly.
I don't know. Again, I feel like it's all just like subjective. Literally everything. There's no like rule book. There's like general rules to follow, I guess.
Principles.
Guidelines.
Yeah.
Guidelines. Yep. Principles
But
and
like,
guidelines.
you cannot give advice, like general
everyone's
advice
different.
for
Everyone's boundaries are different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Everyone is so different.
Exactly.
But the number one rule is just buy your girlfriend flowers.
Just
do it.
I think we're going to end that right there. Leave you guys some value. The end rule is buy your girl some flowers.
Yep. Don't make her ask.
There you go.